We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Man, pool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be just as good as Bitcoin's price because Bitcoin's sitting at around 95,175. I definitely do see a little bit more red in our lives, guys. I think we get down to 93, hopefully not 90, but we could see maybe high 80s. But it doesn't. None of that matters, right? Because we're in a year where we're gonna get really bullish, guys. I promise you. I know we've been saying that for a while, and it doesn't feel that way, but it is. We are gearing up. This is kind of like the last shakeout, in my opinion, to really take us to Valhalla, and we're coming. You can see it. You see, we're in AI winter right now, which is like the old DeFi summer. We are entering a cycle that is kind of mimicking last cycle to a T. It is starting a little later, in my opinion, because we had the ETF and Bitcoin really pushed up. So that alt season, we haven't seen it yet, but we will. We will see a lot of things happening in the next year. And I think, I'm in kind of the camp now where we head into 2026 and are very still bullish for that year. We might have a rough time in 2027, but who knows? This could be the last cycle, like Butoshi was talking about yesterday. This could be the last cycle where we don't have like bear markets. Maybe we just kind of coast for a while, right? We go a lot of sideways. Maybe the sideways is the new bear market before we keep heading up, because Bitcoin has become an asset that governments want to buy, that companies want to buy, that grandmas and grandpas want to buy, because they understand what is happening in the economy with inflation. And fiat is dead. Fiat is no longer seen. Everyone knows the term fiat now, that it's government made money. So just hang in there, guys. I know you're feeling it. Really appreciate you guys. But without further ado, bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you feeling, bro? I mean, it's been a rough January so far.
Yeah, it kind of has, right? Just a lot of fake outs. I feel like we've been kind of getting faked out by Bitcoin starting the second half of December up until today, right? Like anytime it wants to get bullish, it ends up pulling back. But we did have a pretty bullish November and first half of December, so maybe it was just overbought, And so it's not going to happen until it happens. Is something that I think we got to just have in our mindset, and just keep learning and keep our eyes and ears open to what's happening in the overall space every day.
Yeah,
you do.
I was watching Benjamin Cohen yesterday. He put in another video, and I watched like, the whole thing. And he was saying, the November December pump was macro. No matter what we say, it's the cycles, whatever he says. No, it was macro. It was, what happens when you cut rates, right? They cut rates in September. They cut rates in November, and potentially in December too. No, they cut rates in September and December. So it's been 2 so far, and we're going into our third one in January, potentially, hopefully. But he was saying how this whole thing is just what happens when they cut rates, and that whole pump was that. And the fact that we got, not great numbers with the job numbers and stuff like that was kind of the reason why we're sideways here. And big, these numbers on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, the core PPI and the core CPI are actually a bigger deal than most people are saying. Do you believe that? Do you believe macro is really controlling the narrative right now?
I think it is for retail and because obviously institutions have came into the space, right? With more specifically Bitcoin, but I think there is this kind of uncertainty that is different, heading into 2025 for just everyday people that maybe want to dabble a little bit into some riskier investments, and so that could be a big part of it, right? I think eventually we get, our alt season and all that stuff. It's just when is it going to happen? And I think the biggest transition is obviously switching out like the administration, right? So that is kind of the elephant in the room. Once that happens, I think there will be like a relief on people, like in their mindset and stuff, and we might see some like sentiment changing like right away. But then, there might need to be, announcement for like certain tax cuts and stuff like that to kind of help propel that next step. But I do think that it has something to do with everything right now.
It's like, I'm in a crypto bubble, right? I'm in a bubble and focus on crypto. Are other people broke right now? Do you think that? Do you think people that aren't like in crypto and stuff like that, are they struggling? Because the way the jobs numbers seems like people aren't quitting their jobs right now, but the new participants are having trouble finding jobs.
Yeah, I don't know. I think companies are also trying to figure out what direction that they need to go in. I think that they have an idea, but in terms of employing out their workforce, a lot of things have been changing already. Like in terms of like DEI and stuff like that. That is already like you see major corporations come out saying that they're changing that. So some of these things are like fundamentally like large changes of how companies do business, and so. That could be a part of it. Workforce, like when I look outside my bubble and I talk to people I know that aren't in our, what we do day to day, they're not struggling necessarily, but, they're also not necessarily willing to be risky right now. So they're not talking to me about like, hey, what's happening with crypto? What's going on? That happened a little bit last year once things started to kind of tick up, but right now that's not happening. So I think that once we start to see like people outside our bubble ask us more questions, then we'll say, okay, there's interest and stuff. There's just not really any interest. So that's why it feels like a lot of PvP is happening, because it is. Once you go to that second layer of DeFi or Bitcoin ecosystem, it's all PvP right now. So we'll know once the interest comes from the overall public.
Yeah, 100%. How important are next week's numbers, core PPI? Because the way he was saying it too was bad news is good news. We kind of want the markets to kind of roll over. We want unemployment to skyrocket because that Fed we're going to keep cutting rates.
Yeah, I think it's very important for the markets, right? Because that's what they're based off of. Whenever he came out the last meeting and said, they feel like they're in a good spot, and they feel like what they're doing is working, and all these things that they can actually reassess the initial, I guess, speculation of what they were going to cut in 2025 and roll that back to, I think he said like half. That scared the markets, right? So I think it matters, for the markets, and that's kind of what flows. But I think overall, it's more of like just the overall sentiment change of like the country, like for like the public to feel more secure, to feel like they know where they're heading for the next, like they can plan for the next 12, 24 months. And I feel like that is kind of shaky right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. 100%. Uncertainty is not a good thing. 700 million liquidated in 24 hours as Bitcoin crashes below 96K, with Bitcoin's hourly RSI drops to its most oversold level since hitting 60K. What do you seeing when I say stuff like this? Do you feel like liquidations are kind of healthy right now, kind of level the market back to zero because there's a lot of leverage in the markets and RSI dropping to levels we haven't seen since 60K?
So I thought about this heading into this bull run, because one of the biggest talking points from last cycle was irresponsible being, like, the leverage amount of leverage used by everyone, was just so irresponsible on every level, like down to the retail level, to the institution, and every level. And so I almost feel like there's like maybe there's like this like cohesion that's happening right now, like where entities are working together to kind of get that mentality out. Because, like, look, they're obviously liquidation shopping like crazy. Every time like things seem to get bullish, then they bring it right back down.
Yeah.
$8,000, and the people that were building up their longs that were on the greedy side get liquidated. So it's almost kind of like they want to keep doing this until leverage usage goes down. So there isn't this bubble that will pop, kind of like last time, right? If something goes wrong, then it all collapses. So I don't know. Obviously, that's just some kind of speculation that I have, just thinking outside the box and trying to use my imagination of why the swings are so massive. But that's what I'm thinking, because people are starting to get scared to use levers, I think.
Yeah, leverage is one of those tools where in a bull run can be absolutely amazing, but no one really shorts, right? Everyone longs, so it's like only the really educated traders seem to be the ones who short, and like people who do it professionally, and everyone else kind of just longs. I mean, that's me, right? I can't take a short. I wouldn't be able to. But a long, I can do it all day, and I think those people are being punished right now. So
Yeah, and you have to remember, like, in leverage trading, like, somebody has to lose, whether it's the
yeah,
trader or the market maker. And like, market makers are getting so good to where they're not going to lose, dude. Like,
yeah,
imagine, like, in BlackRock gets into the market making business, they're going to make sure they don't lose. They have the best supercomputers,
yeah.
utilizing Aladdin and stuff like that with their software. They're not going to lose. So I think it's going to get to a point to where you know leverage usage probably will go down some. But everybody's trying to catch that wave of whenever it takes off, right? So
Yeah.
whether you use levers for Bitcoin or altcoins, people are trying to catch it, and they're not able to, because the market's not letting them.
Yeah, 100%. Fidelity Digital Assets says nation state Bitcoin adoption will kick off a significant growth for the crypto market this year in its latest research paper. So all these big banks and hedge funds and everything, they put out papers at the beginning of the year, kind of like for their investors, right? It's kind of like how we get our notes and stuff from emails. They do the same thing. They put out an email for their investors, and they said Bitcoin nation state adoption is coming this year. It's pretty damn bullish, if you ask me, right?
Yes, it is bullish. It definitely is bullish. An entity like Fidelity to come out and say that is definitely bullish, because they are one of the entities that kind of control the strings, right, with our
Yeah.
financial market. So that's a really bullish statement.
Yeah, I saw this and I immediately thought, like, they know stuff, right? CZ came out and said countries aren't buying, they've already bought, right? Like, basically was one of his messages, we're saying, and they're going to continue to buy. Like, why would a country come out and say, like Switzerland, for instance, saying, hey, yeah, we bought Bitcoin for our reserve? They know what's going to happen to the price. If they want to continuously buy, they're not going to tell anyone. And these countries don't have to. They're not like these companies. Like, if Apple buys, they have to tell their shareholders, right? If countries buys, they don't even got to tell their people, which is kind of messed up. But it is what it is. But TZ's basically said countries are buying, and he has an in with Dubai and stuff like that. He's always there, so I mean, he potentially could be Dubai.
Yeah, definitely could be. But I think most countries probably label their wallet though. You people that there's tons of wallet trackers, right? And so when Germany sells, it's announced and stuff like that. So I don't think there's like this maybe regulation, but like maybe within the countries they have something to where they have to be, um, you know, um, just tell their people that look, this is what we're doing with our funds. So I think that's why Germany does it.
Yeah, I mean, the US would have to do that, but there is, like, some countries that, they don't have
Don't
to,
have to,
right?
yeah.
Like, they you know what I mean? They make the rules, right? Especially the princes and stuff like that, to where you don't know if it's government bought wallet or if it's theirs, because 'cause they're some of the princes have more money than their governments. So, it's like, so I don't know. But, moving along here, Riot Platform CEO reveals that Bitcoin miners are transforming Texas's power grid. You being in Texas, do you see any of this? Do you see, like, do you see any news or anything like on the? I don't know. I feel like if it
This
was in Pennsylvania, I would see or hear something.
Yeah, so this is something that's good, because whenever we had that winter storm in Texas,
Yeah.
4 years ago, or I think it was 4 years ago, we had issues, right? So I think this is probably a good thing. They're just making sure, because there's gonna be probably a lot of Bitcoin mine, that, the power grid can handle situations, right? Because they
Yeah.
don't want their miners to go down. So this is actually overall probably a good thing. It is a good thing.
100%. This is something scary, and this is kind of I want only put this in the news to kind of like tell people, like a public service announcement, kind of. Pakistani trader kidnapped, forced to hand over 340,000 in crypto.
Woo.
Guys, being out there, like, don't put your stuff online, right? Don't take a screenshot of your wallet. Like, don't put like how much money you have. Don't do that, guys. It's not smart. Do percentages. Like, hey, I made 36% in this coin, whatever. That's fine. But like, if you guys go out there and take a picture of your wallet, for instance, let's just say you have $30,000, you screenshot it, right? Now somebody, when they, let's just say that picture's 2 days old, they could do something to you or your family, and they know to say, yo, give me that $30,000, right? Because they know it's crypto one, right? They know it's easy access to, and they know that you have it. So don't put a target on your back if it's not necessary. People are out there and they're not, they want your stuff. They want your money. 30,000, 40,000, 80,000, 120. They want your money. And don't give them the numbers that you have. It's stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that. You definitely want to be discreet about it, because look, he's probably young, but that's definitely something that could happen.
Yeah. So it's not just online, guys. You guys can be hacked outside as well. So I mean, with real life circumstances and stuff like that. So BNB, CZ just posted this. BNB is now a strategic reserve asset in Bhutan. So they're holding BNB as a strategic reserve asset. Is this a joke? Do you think, or I don't
No,
know?
I don't think
It's
I don't think it
crazy.
is. So
I
Bhutan,
don't know.
I think they were like rated the happiest country in the world, I think, at one point,
Really?
because it's a small nation. So
Gotcha.
it doesn't shock me. He probably had some visits there and stuff. So it's actually not a horrible idea though. Because
Yeah,
BNB is going to continually go up as long as Binance is around and
it's true.
continually does business. And I actually think some of these exchanges that like established, and Binance was in a good position to do it, but they established their brand by launching their chain, in my opinion,
Yeah,
because now it's like it's harder for them to kind of just be irrelevant, right? And
yeah.
so Binance can be like an institution that could live for a long, long time. And so to me, I don't think this is obviously like Bitcoin's like the best option, but BNB wouldn't necessarily be a horrible decision in my opinion.
That's true. And with the burning and stuff like that, I mean, they are burning BNB. I don't know. I don't want to see countries start buying altcoins yet,
Yeah.
right? But we'll see. All right, let's get into that fear and greed here. Last week was a 66. Yesterday was a 78. Where do you think we are today? I'm gonna give you a hint. We are still in greed, but yeah, we're okay. We're still in greed.
73.
Pretty close. We're at 70. So
Okay.
right there. You're right there. But with the, right now with Bitcoin kind of sliding here, and I'm thinking we're gonna hit like 93 to kind of get to this bottom here. On just in this trend that we're in. We had this fake out, then we went down, we hit we created the bottom trend line, went back up, and they came back down. But who knows? We could consolidate here in the middle for a little while as well. But I do think we come down and hit 93 before. I think right around the 20th, 23rd, we get back to like 107. But yeah, what do you think the fear and greed would be tomorrow? Do you think we get in the 60s?
Man, probably like high 60s, I would imagine, around there, because the chart isn't looking great. But I mean, it's volatile. Bitcoin's volatile right now.
Yeah,
like, it is, like, for us at least, that go over the stuff every single day. But I am starting to be like just like a true believer in the Bart Simpson pattern, because almost without fail, dude, like as soon as like it hits that huge green candle or a couple of green candles, and then it consolidates to make the spiky hair, and then once it makes like gets past like like in the middle of the forehead, it's like, okay, we're going Bart Simpson here. And it's almost without fail. So and that's what I'm seeing happened here.
Yeah, man, 100%. It's frustrating. Let's get into that Bitcoin price action brought to you by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform. They're going to be huge, guys. Because we've seen like projects that came out recently did absolutely amazing, right? You saw like Hyperliquid and so many others. At the end of the day, Hyperliquid is just a perps trader, right? I mean, that's their main thing here. And BitPerp, I think, is going to do really well. Hyperliquid had an airdrop. Potentially you might see one from BitPerp. And in their last meeting, they basically said they want to enrich their users of the testnet and stuff like that. So guys, that's not financial advice whatsoever. But when someone gives you a free paper trading competition, use it, play with it. It's free. Only thing you lose is your time, and you kind of learn leverage trading, especially in a time right now when it's probably not a good idea to use real money to leverage trade, because we have no idea what's going to happen. But we're going to get to a point where we're bull only. And understanding how to paper trade, and understanding that, taking that education that you just taught yourself and using that could make you a lot of money. So definitely want to check out bitperp.io. I think we're about 7 or 8 days away from it going live. We'll let you know, and we're going to come out with another video with them as well. So look out for that probably next week or the week after.
Yep. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, if you are on the YouTube side, smash that like for us, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. On the X side, please hit that like for us and share this space, as we want to educate as many people into the Bitcoin ecosystem as possible. But yeah, so here's that Bart Simpson pattern I was talking about, right? Like, so those green candles kind of lining up, creating that spiky hair, and then bam, as soon as we get kind of a little bit down the forehead, it is game over here. And that seems to hold true almost every single time, especially on the hour chart. But yeah, this was pretty nasty. You can see it continued down too. So like, even whenever we tried to get some momentum back up, it really didn't work out too well. And we're seeing an example of that right now, actually, because right now you can see that like we went into overbought at 3 a.m. this morning, and decided we wanted to stay up here and not go back down, but still the price ended up going back down. So we had lower highs basically all the way down here, and we try to kind of come back up, but it doesn't seem to be really catching any momentum. The MACD looks very weak here. The MACD lead blue line doesn't look strong as well. Like, probably soon going to be coming back down, because we have been up here for a while now. Bitcoin is extremely bipolar. Right now it seems like it wants to be, so things can change at the drop of a hat. But if I were to put any speculation on how the second half of today goes, it's not good in my opinion. We could actually see lower down to like 93,000. I think there are some liquidity pools down there that they can try to grab the market makers, right? Definitely been in overbought for a bit, so looks like it wants to head back down. MACD doesn't look like it wants to show any strength here. Again, though, things can change at the drop of a hat. But if I were to put money on it, because I do like to take bets sometimes, I would say it is going down further. On the 4-hour chart, it actually looks no bueno as well, even though the MACD looks like it is starting to kind of weaken here. Doesn't look like it wants to come out yet, though. Probably next couple of days it's going to be chop with downtrend. And then what typically has been happening is, it's like whenever it goes down, it wants to find like a floor, and then it will do an aggressive pull up, so it's kind of week by week right now, to where we're just flip-flopping, it seems like. And until that changes, until there's better sentiment in our markets. I don't see that really changing. Now, also you have to remember that this could be a part of dominance dropping, but then we also see like the altcoin markets kind of bleeding out too as well, right? So I just think that think 2017 probably more of that type of approach to where this year might be a slow grind up to get some of these coins market caps close to where they were in November, maybe even slowly surpass it, and then once we have all season, it will be like what we've been waiting for. But that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin's price action for today, and probably heading into the weekend, guys. So next week probably be bullish. I mean, that's how Bitcoin is right now.
It's bipolar F, man. It doesn't it definitely doesn't know what it wants to do at all. Yeah. So in 2017, when did the bull run start? It started what, after summer?
Yeah, so I think it had more of this like here, I'll actually pull up the Ethereum chart too, because that's really what gets it going. But I know starting in the fall is when retail came in, right? And I think it extended though through December, because I remember the holidays and it was very, very bullish, right? Like being at spending time with my family in Christmas of 2017. All right, let me pull this. Gosh, the daily chart. I'm trying to get further back here. All right, cool. All right, first I'm gonna look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin definitely ran up first, and it was a little bit closer because 2017, like there was no DeFi, there was altcoins and stuff, of course, but if you look here, this was May, so there was this is kind of like what I was talking about, like this kind of grind up though, right? So it's like a slow grind up. You could see back. Oh, this is 15. Right here. So there was a grind up in the spring, so we'll probably see that. Bitcoin will see higher highs as well, but it's not going to be that explosive blow off the top until September. It seems like it got really consistent with not many pullbacks, right? And then that top was at like December 19th when it hit right under 20,000. It actually did cross over. I think there was a wick that crossed it over. But so the grind here is what I see more for like altcoins until alt season, basically turns the faucets on, right? And so
Gotcha.
I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. No one does, but it will be actually more evident, I would think, like here in with Ethereum, because Ethereum was probably much more of a slow grind up. Yeah, you can see it started to pull up here in February, so hopefully we get that, right? So we have this pull up here in February of 17 and then March, and then consolidation, and then from May, and a big correction here in the middle of May, it looks like, and then from here, yeah, dude. So it looks like there was two periods then in 2017 as well. So it looks like maybe it started in that February time period, then we pulled back a couple times, and then here looks like this is where it shared that same kind of euphoria as Bitcoin right here in November started busting up. So I don't know, maybe it won't be as much as a grind as I thought up for these altcoins as well. It's just right now it just seems different. You know what I mean? It seems like they're lagging behind, especially Ethereum. I know Solana has hit its all-time high though, in November, but Ethereum definitely seems like far behind, right?
Yeah, Solana hit their all-time high, BNB hit the all-time high, Cardano's nowhere near it. There's coin, Ethereum is nowhere near it. There's a lot of coins that really haven't yet either. So we did see like a couple, but they were the ones that were really utilized in the bear market. Like BNB was really utilized, and then you see obviously Solana as well. So, and then obviously Bitcoin with the ordinals and stuff like that. So it seems like the chains that had the most value over the last year have seen all-time highs, but nothing else.
Yeah, that is a bit weird though. Like that Ethereum, just is so far behind, and those other coins did see all-time highs. That's weird.
All right, let's get into today's roll call. First is first. So we do have a new number one, and it looks like Yasher gave it to him. PJNZ. Shout out to you, my friend. You are number one. If anyone was in the graveyard, I do apologize. This is the first one that I see on my screen, and that's who gets it today. So we have PJNZ back. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for always being a part of the Ordinal Revolution. You are a legend. Thank you so much. And we got Danny Boy, one of our mods. We love Danny. That's my guy right there. Appreciate you, my friend. WebDro is here. Shout out to WebDro. And then we have Danny. He says, GM, did it really just charge me $23 to stake one fluid? Believe me, Danny. You're not gonna worry about $23 once you get your pass back and your free fluid tokens. So $23 is it's fine. But if you would have did 2 passes or 3 passes or 4 passes, it still would have been that $23. So it's kind of where you have to, figure out what you want to do. But Danny says, oh dang, yep, WebDro pulling up. WebDro says, Danny, worth staking a bunch together. Yes, think the cap is 30. Hopefully they'll update the UI to show the extra fee. Well, when you open your wallet to stake one, it tells you at the bottom the exact number you're paying. So WebDro goes, the FLDDT chart might change your mind. Yeah, look at that chart. Because me and Yagobi, we have a very conservative price target at $3. And then we have a very excited, well, now I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but for me, I could definitely see this token hitting $30. I'm talking peak euphoria, Cardano ETF style euphoria. So
yeah, and if you plan on getting more fluid passes, just do them together so it makes more sense for the fee.
100%. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Nighthawk is out there in LA right now. GM.
Oh man, hopefully you're okay, dude.
Yeah, hopefully you're not in that area, dude. I looked at the map. I think it was
Palisades.
Yeah, but it was Mark Jeffries posted it, and it was like he showed the city, and it was like this much of the city. I mean, it was wild, dude. Like it was a good chunk, like 30-40% of the city was on fire.
Yeah, man.
They figured out why that was caused yet?
I don't know, but it did get into Malibu. So, thoughts and prayers to everybody out in California. Be safe. Like you can always get possessions tomorrow. I know that's easy to say from my position, but like look out for your health first. So definitely be praying for you guys.
Yeah, dude. I saw like a guy posted a video. Him, another guy, and 2 dogs were stuck in the house and fire all around.
They got out.
Did they? I can't imagine.
I know, man.
Ordinals tweets is here. Shout out to you. Shizzy and Yagobi are diamond assets. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Nagi is here. Shout out to Nagi. Bitmap Core in the building. Mempool Punk is here. Steamy J. Chief Axel every single day. Appreciate you, my friend. And Steamy J. You're here every day, brother. You guys. And Choda. Can't forget my guy Choda. Another day to buy things and dips. Yeah, but I'm not broke, but I'm fully allocated, Choda.
Oh, my God.
Rick G is here. Long live BRC20. Shout out to Rick G. He has Cat 20s tap. Rick G is everywhere, but then he hits the Ordinal Revolution. Shout out to you, my friend. Mark is here. Shout out to Mark. He said, let's go. Thank you, Mark. Pelpa is here. I walk alone. And we have No here every single day. And then Patty Poo, the Bitcoin machine himself. And Zap Pareski is here as well. Still bullish on pets. I don't think we've ever been bullish on pets. It seems cool. I haven't really dug into it enough, really.
Yeah, I am. I mean, the concept's really cool, and if they can get the supply down to a couple thousand, that would be really good for the the floor price. I would imagine, at least from theory. But hey, look, I'm bullish on the approach because the approach is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's kind of get into the ecosystem news, and the topic of the show today is why Bitcoin ecosystem assets thrive in 2025. Runes and Ordinals takeover incoming. So I'm going to ask you to promise me that this is going to happen, because as somebody who is in the Bitcoin Ordinals space, we need some hope, bro. Will you bring us that new hope?
Yeah. So first of all, there's definitely many different reasons why I think this, but I definitely had to dive into it to bring it to the show today. And the first thing that came to my mind was the cross-chain kind of culture is starting to happen without like trying. You know what I mean? And so what do I mean by that? I mean that like there's projects that are building on multiple different chains that like aren't just trying to do it because this chain has a lot of volume, or this chain has whatever. It's more of like, it makes sense for the builders ecosystem, their protocol, stuff like that. And so I think that we're going to be in a future to where bridging is like kind of thought like secondary. Obviously, security is going to have to be top notch, but I think once mass adoption happens, like these top bridges that want your business are going to do that. Right. So I think I'm saying this because I think liquidity is going to flow in and out of different ecosystems very easily. So that's the first thing that makes me think that, okay, they're going to thrive in 2025. I think that people that are going to be making money in Solana and in Base are going to flow the liquidity back to Ordinals. But Ordinals is a different type of trading style, and Runes as well, for right now, at least. And we had Butoshi on the show yesterday, and he kind of broke that down as well. And so there's a different style. And I think people that experience both will like get tired of one and go to the other, and then get tired of that one and go to the other one. And like, I'm experiencing that right now. You know what I mean? Like when I go to the faster paced ones, I'm just like, oh man, like, okay, cool. Now I feel like I could, kill it over in the Bitcoin side a little bit, because now it's like taking your profits quicker, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I think that multiple projects and infrastructure builders are going to be rolling out their products to showcase in 2025. So we're going to have a lot of innovation rolled out this year in our ecosystem, and that's going to help these Bitcoin assets. And so those are the top two, but I have another one, but I'll hold that. What about you? What do you think about what I just said?
Yeah, man, dude. Being in Ordinals every single day, being here, you just definitely see the community, how strong it is, right? Like, and that's people don't understand. It's not about a lot of times not about the assets. It's about the community. It's about what is here. You have some of the top builders, and you've said this for a long time. We have some of the top builders here building some of the top projects. So do I think a lot of these assets come back? Of course, right? Like we're on Bitcoin. We're on the mother chain. Like there's no stopping these assets from taking on billions of dollars in market cap, right? The question is which ones and what time, right? I think that's the key feature. But being here in Bitcoin, it's awesome because we have a $2 trillion asset. Because there's $2 trillion on this chain. There's $2 trillion that in value. And when people start to feel really rich, they get risky. The problem is everyone's very comfortable holding Bitcoin. Everyone's getting good gains on the Bitcoin, but that'll eventually stop. And I don't think, they're going to lose money on it. But eventually when Bitcoin gets to 200, 300,000, I mean, the most you can hope for is a 60%. And we're degens. I don't care who you are. If you're a Bitcoiner, you have a little bit of degen in you. 60% is not going to get you up in the morning, right? It's not gonna get you to rushing to your computer. You want that 300%, 400% potential, and that stuff's going to happen. But first, we just got to see what Bitcoin does first. We probably need to see 200K Bitcoin. Like you said, it could just grind up to that point. But then our assets over here are going to do really well because they are on Bitcoin. Yes, slow trading. Yes, it's kind of boring at times. But at the end of the day, assets. The assets in gold are worth more than assets in silver, right?
So yeah, exactly. And the people that participate over here that have stuck it out, and they're a part of this community, they're holders for the most part, right? Like, and so they believe in what's happening over here. But let's not get it twisted. There's very, very intelligent people here that thrived in 2023. The ZK Sharks, the Rock Toshis, the Bit Gods, they're just good at what they do. And those people know when to hold Bitcoin and when not to. Like, what I mean? So they're always probably going to hold some Bitcoin forever, but that's their personal stash. I'm talking about for, trading to get the on-chain economy going. And right now for them, in their mindset, they're like, Bitcoin's not done yet, and why would they let go of their Bitcoin right now whenever they're projecting it to probably hit at least like 200K to 300K? So once I think Bitcoin kind of like eventually kind of, I guess sputters this year and says, okay, 230 was the top for the 2025. I think that liquidity flow will come into ordinals and runes, and then we're gonna thrive. So that was my last point that I wanted to make, because you have to remember these guys are amazing at like injecting liquidity into our ecosystem, because a lot of people that are listening in that have hung around that long, they've benefited from that. You know what I mean? Because what it does is it attracts people to our space. No matter how slow it is or whatever, they always come back. And we've seen that since 2023. They come back to trade. They might want to leave for like a bit faster. And then some people that are in our space like permanently, like Butoshi, they'll go over to Solana and base and trade and then bring back liquidity and probably put it into Bitcoin for now until, like I said, Bitcoin kind of sputters out or whatever.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But let's go over some assets that maybe you're bullish for. I'll give you 3. You give me 3. Which 3 assets over here are you, 1, comfortable holding through the downturn? 2, think have like really good shot of becoming that top asset on Bitcoin, right? Like that the top couple assets that people talk about when they say runes, right? When they say ordinals and stuff like that. They usually have an idea in their head of which ones they're talking about. And kind of 3, just have that long-term here. Like that's one thing about like these other AI chains, AI stuff like that, is like a lot of them probably going to zero, right? There's going to be a few. There's going to be your Googles, your Amazons and stuff like that are here forever. But there's pets.com and stuff like that are huge bullish outcomes, but then go to zero.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple different ones. With runes, obviously like dog is the main one that I feel like people have the most confidence in. There's 100,000 holders for dog. There's a lot of community support in dog that kind of gang together to make that initiative move. And then you have pups, which you can't ever count them out.
Yeah.
$1 billion cat. I would say right now is kind of in terms of market cap, is probably taking one of the bigger hits. Pups is down to 84 million, but $1 billion cat's down to 37. But the holder count is continually growing, right? And so that's important. That's something to watch for during the hardest times. Is the holder count continually growing up? So it passed over 15,000. $1 billion cat did like last week. So that makes me bullish on the future. Like it's going to bounce back. Yeah. We know that. And if you look at their Twitter, they have a gold check mark. And so they're an established business. And I think you told me this, they might be taking the same approach as Pudgy Penguins, right? Which is smart, I think. You see what happened with like Luca and building a brand, now Abstract is a chain, right? So who knows, what can come from that. And then Pups has, Farmer Joe's out there. They have, a big community that hold puppets as well, and so they get the support from the community as well. And there's liquidity pools spread out from these top tokens right now. Like I mentioned the other day, it's not necessarily a good thing right now, but it is good that like people are trying to create liquidity pools. And I think like $1 billion cat probably has like 5 or 6. Pups probably has like a couple. Dog has probably like 5 or 6, 7. And so it's gonna take a centralized exchange, in my opinion, to really get like dog going, and then that will help other runes, in my opinion. So those are the ones that I'm bullish on. I have faith. Cypher Genesis is one we talked to Butoshi about yesterday. I definitely have faith in him and what he's building with that. And then, but they're going to be memes, right? So the top ones, and then you have Gizmo. That one, I'm kind of iffy on, but it does have the cultish to it. And then you have like the utility plays like Liquidium, even though like they might have, if they had a second chance at it, maybe they wouldn't have launched a rune for their token, but they did. And I think because of that, it's going to thrive because they offer a lot of utility right now, like in our ecosystem, right? And then you have like fluid tokens that's coming out with their rune and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like there's a lot that's coming, and a lot of utilities coming, by the way, to runes in terms of people that are going to drop their token.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. Is like a lot of people right now they don't want to drop the token. Like we were talking to someone that we know, and they were saying like they want to drop their token, they want to do a TGE, but they don't want to be in a position where Liquidium is, right? Liquidium, top notch, amazing builders, amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing platform, the best platform probably in Bitcoin besides Fluid and a couple other ones, right? But it's top notch. It's Bitcoin DeFi. It's every single thing we want. If you have a puppet, you can take a loan out on it in seconds. I mean, you have to wait for the other person to come back and sign, but you can kind of get it started right away. But the thing is, though, is their token does not show their value. I mean, fully diluted is like 17 million. What is it? No, probably lower than that, right? It's probably super low.
I was looking at it just now. I think it was 17 million or
Yeah,
20.
20 million. But you got to remember, only like 10-20% of that is actually in circulation. This is a project that's probably $1 million valuation, and I've seen stuff on virtuals that is trash that have $1 million valuations, right? And Liquidium, they're going to be here for a long time. They're going to keep building amazing stuff. So the stuff is so undervalued because our ecosystem just hasn't had that moment yet, that big moment where everyone's like, oh wow, I gotta start looking over there. And what DeFi projects over there? You're gonna see Fluid, you're gonna see Liquidium and stuff like that. So people are afraid to launch their stuff right now, and with concern of being they kind of lose that pop, that initial pop that you see a lot of tokens have in the beginning, which kind of leads up to the next leg up.
Yeah. So yesterday in our conversation with Batoshi, we talked about how things are just they evolve slower here, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is a very perfect example of that. I actually think their market cap, the circulating market cap is probably lower than what they should be in terms of their valuation, but they're fully diluted. I think that's more probably, if it was the correct market cap, like 20 million right now, I actually think that's pretty legit for right now. Now you have to think about like other projects that were on Bitcoin that had a token on Bitcoin layer 1. Can you think of any other ones that were on Bitcoin layer 1 that had a token associated with it before Ordinals?
Before Ordinals, no, nothing.
Okay, so
Nothing.
this is new territory, right? This is new basically just new territory for people that invest in these things. So I think that like this is going to be like a growth over time that eventually people are going to look back and be like, holy crap, they're at like $200 million market cap.
Yeah.
Like circulating right now. What does it take for that? I think it's going to take continual innovation, right? Like in our ecosystem with at the ease of people trading in. But I recently kind of compared this to like high-end collectibles, right? And how the volume looks on those, right?
Yeah.
A high-end collectibles market takes time for the volume to build up because not everybody has that kind of, like money, right? Initially. Now, I'm not saying it's expensive right now because it's not. But eventually what will happen, I think, is that people will realize that, like you said, gold sells better than silver and these kind of things. And so I think that that's what's happening with our ecosystem. It's going to be a slow click. I think eventually, like when Bitcoin's at 250,000, we're going to see the real kind of impact that like Ordinals and Runes have, because people are going to have like the Rock Toshis, the people like that are going to have money, like a lot of liquidity to be able to inject into this ecosystem. And then I think that's whenever it becomes like puppets, node monks, quantum cats, frogs, and stuff like that might be out of reach for regular NFT collectors, and they'll be considered like the
top echelon,
high tier type of assets. And so I just think that that's kind of where we are right now. And people might say, oh well, you're digging, you're searching and stuff like that. No, I truly believe that. I believe that right now it's going to be like people from Solana and Base and stuff a year and a half from now, they're going to look at these market caps on Runes and be like, holy crap, when did that happen? You know what I mean? And that's where we'll be. And especially the Ordinals. I think the Ordinals are going to thrive.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. There's a new one in town, just launching today. What do you think about this guy? Bitcoin Trump card. So President Donald Trump is launching his Bitcoin Ordinals trading card collection today. There's 119 of these. Apparently, these are on the Satoshis that were given to him by David Bailey at the Bitcoin conference. Remember, he gave him a Bitcoin coin that was actually had a full Bitcoin on it. But apparently, these Satoshis and another project as well have those. They're on those sats.
Yeah, that'd be cool if maybe like Magistat or somebody recognized it and made like their own category for that Bitcoin. Maybe I
Yeah.
don't know. But that's pretty cool. Will it do well? Probably short term. You know, Trump digital assets really just do well short term, and then like whenever like he's hot and like the like leading up to the election, you know, they did well and then they pull back. So I look, but I wouldn't be shocked if people collect them over here because we have more of the collector mindset for sure than any other part of the space.
100%. And this is cool though too. It's like, you know, we kind of get rid of that NFT term now. When people are going to be talking about like, oh, Donald Trump's dropping, you know, a collection on Bitcoin. Oh, an NFT collection. No, they call them ordinals over there. It's kind of educating people who really don't know about our space because, you know, this is one of the most popular people in the world. I mean, you can't go anywhere without seeing his face, right? Like, or anything. So, and he has the most recognizable face, the most recognizable brand, and he's dropping an ordinal collection, right, on Bitcoin. Like, I think that is the most bullish thing I've ever heard about ordinals ever. I mean, but the 45th and the 47th president of the United States has an ordinal collection. Like, that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I just don't know how people are going to look at this though, because he has other digital collections as well on different chains, right? So, but it is the top of the top, right? So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it does because it is from his team or whoever is in control of this.
From my understanding, he has a Polygon Matic collection and now a Bitcoin collection. So it's like, to me, it's like that's I don't even know if he has an Ethereum collection. I think it's on Polygon.
Yeah. So those two, but it's still kind of, and then all these people launching their own versions of it, but like the ones that are officially his, those will probably do well in the future, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so the TAP protocol bridge your USDT to Bitcoin. You can now bridge USDT ETH to Bitcoin. So I just want to give an update on this. We did talk about this yesterday, and I guess what I'm waiting for is liquidity. And let me give us a quick refresh just to make sure I have the most updated thing. But from my understanding, nobody has added liquidity. Who gives a shit if you can bridge stuff over if you can't buy them anywhere, right?
Well, there is one. There's
where?
USDT of the second one.
Oh wow, this is just added.
Yeah, it's new.
Tap USDT.
That's interesting, right?
Dude, this is like within the hour. It has to be. Incredible. Great job, Tap Team. You can now trade your Bitcoin. You still can't trade a full Bitcoin though, but you can trade a quarter of a Bitcoin and probably get a good price. Wow. Okay. Good for Tap, dude. Good for Tap. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much usage it gets, right? But that is, I guess, if you want to, sell your Bitcoin into USDT that's stable, I guess you could do it right now, right?
Yeah.
How many people do you think are going to utilize this right away? Even if it was, let's say, $2 million TVL.
I mean, let's just say, for instance, like we get paid in USDT, right? And for instance, we were like, yo, I want to get this into Bitcoin. We could now bridge that over to Tap, buy the Bitcoin, right? And it's done.
Yeah, I know, but like, I guess so. Yeah, that's one way, but I'm talking about more of like traders that want to be unstable.
Well, who the hell wants to be unstable right now?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying. So I'm talking about like, okay, let's say that like Bitcoin's done going up. Like, do you think people would use it? This is actually smart because at least you can test to see like if you don't, if people don't have Tap tokens, this is a use case for them to use it. I definitely think that like people would probably want to see that number be like a lot higher for the TVL. But
what I would do, I would sell my Bitcoin in the Tap USDT, but I would immediately bridge it out. Like I would immediately bridge it to USDT, right? Or Polygon or Arbitrum or wherever you want, right? I would immediately get that USDT out of the Tap wallet. That's what I would do. But it's a seamless way to immediately get into cash if you're worried. Oh, well, I got like an hour. You can get that USDT, and I'm sure it's backed 1-to-1 on the ETH side. So,
yeah, this is definitely a step in the right direction. I'll say that, right? So definitely happy to see this. I'm curious to see what other pairings we have. It'd be funny to see Shiv or something else just to see
Yeah.
it in there, right? You know what I mean? Tap that hyphen Shiv. But you see Taproot has a token there, so I guess it's at the very bottom.
No, it's not their token though.
Oh, okay, it's not.
Yeah. But again, you see there's 0% APR. Tap BTC has come up since yesterday. It's up at 3.62 now. But still, these numbers, I don't want to put, and just me, like, why would I put APR? Come on, guys, drop a damn Taproot token and let me get 1,000% APY. At least for the first day, you know?
Actually, the APR for BTC Tap should be, they should put something in there. Like, even if it's low, people will probably feel more comfortable, adding to that pool because BTC is more stable than, these. Well, I don't know about lately, but
yeah,
typically BTC is a lot more stable than any of these alts. But yeah, so
100%. But
we got a comment.
I would definitely use this.
He says, he says AI agents going to make Taproot burn in the coming years. Mark my words. Interesting.
What does he mean by that?
I guess like maybe like Pipe is gonna create some sort of AI agent type mechanism that I don't know, maybe that can burn Taproot tokens. That's the only thing I can get from that. Maybe if you could elaborate a little bit more, Mats, on that, that would help for sure. But that'd be interesting. I'm curious to see what they do with the whole Pipe protocol, because there hasn't been any talk about that. Have you heard anything?
Nope, not at all. Pipe has been, kind of in the pipes a little bit. So, but yeah. Patty Pooh says Trump has 2 Polygon collections. So yeah, that's good.
There you go.
All right, let's get into the next thing here. Quantum Cats had just flipped Node Monkeys by market cap for the first time ever to become the number 2 Bitcoin Ordinals collection, only behind the Puppets, despite only having 3,333. So the market cap is higher now for the Quantum Cats over the Node Monkeys. Is this something you saw coming? Was this on your bingo card that the Quantum Cats would, 3 times the price of a Node Monkey?
I mean, why not? Because of the way that they approach the collection. It's a business. Node Monks is not a business. It's more of a community driven project.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked if Quantum Cats is one of the leaders for floor price coming up. In the run.
0.33 to 4. That's incredible. Really
Look at Alu, man. Alu took
Wow.
forever, and then finally now it is like booming at 0.023 floor. So shout out to all you guys holding the Alu pandas there, and shout out to MetaPanda, getting that project going.
Yeah, man. I haven't looked at the Alus in a really long time. Is this something that you think still a buy at $2,000 here?
I don't know, man. It definitely has had like an aggressive run up. So probably wait till it pulls back some, but it might not pull back. It's gotten a lot of support from people in our space that have influence lately. MetaPanda is one of those cypherpunk type of guys. So like he's connected into different groups a lot. But I think they finally kind of gave him a good nudge there, which I think a lot of us that held these kind of had that idea, but it just took forever for that to happen. And so we might see him actually, take another next level up. But, I would imagine there's a pullback in the near future and then another pull forward after that.
Yeah, man. Let's kind of get into the next thing here. Wow, that's it. Let's kind of go over some markets. Let's look at the runes. I haven't looked at the runes in a while. Damn, Skynet on the 7-day wreckage path. Oops, sorry. Damn, what about Skynet, bro? 7 days, 200%. Wow.
What is that?
Oh, its market cap's so small. That's why. Okay. So for Genesis back at 7 million.
Mm-hmm. Those are top 3 AI plays. Is that the top 3 gainers?
Price percent. Yeah. On the 7-day.
Yeah.
AI, man.
Yep.
And you got Liquidium now. 20. What is it? Back to 20 million. Shout, good for them.
Yep.
Is there anything in here you're looking potentially? Would you be looking to buy right now? For me, I would say Cypher Genesis, and this Mark's Monkey, man. It looks interesting. But
yeah, I think it got to 1.4 million the last time I saw a Mark's Friend Monkey. Cypher Genesis, I think is a good play. It got to 50 million at one point, so it'll probably be heading towards that, and then some. I don't know, like Butoshi has multiple different products that is kind of, but the Satoshi AI is the one that's attached to that. So
yeah,
he has something, right? But it's just it's so weird, like, thinking about how liquidity flows in other ecosystems with like the AMMs. That was so innovative, I think, when it started. But like the way that Runes trades over here is more of like the old way of like doing like stocks from when they first started. You have to have a seller, or a seller has to have a buyer, and vice versa. So that's another thing too. I was thinking, because it's that old fundamental way, like you end up building up a lot more holders, right? Because one, they kind of know how the function of this ecosystem works, so they know that they, if they want to get out really quick, it has to be a bullish time in the ecosystem. And so most of them are looking at like the future of whatever like the community is or the project and stuff like that. So let's say that like Runes catches because centralized exchanges eventually list them, right? You're going to have a lot more loyal holders in that environment. You know what I mean? That were like early on, like it's a Bitcoin style of hold, right?
Yeah.
Because like when Bitcoin first started, it was like that too. So I think that could be another way to look at it. It might be hard because there's so many runes that exist and stuff like that. But the core ones that have like fundamentals and communities, they're not going away, in my opinion. And the only thing they'll do is grow over time. And once they get like for example, Dog gets picked up by a centralized exchange, like let's just say Coinbase does it. Let's just kind of throw a curveball here and say Robinhood takes them on or something.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about a whole nother step into that, where it catches up with these other like memes that are in liquidity pools, but it could actually surpass them because the narrative of being on Bitcoin. But we just got to see that happen.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. But like the one thing about Runes though is the only thing really to look forward to is what? Exchange listings, like new money coming in and stuff. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's how we used to do it. You know what I mean? That's how it was done up until 2020.
Yeah.
Up until 2020, that's how it was done. It was done by exchange listings. You know what I mean? No one was buying Doge, like like you said, maybe on Binance, but that was an exchange listing, right? But let's think of another project that wasn't listed on an exchange listing until later. And like, for example, like let's talk about Bells, right? So Bells right now is sitting at like a $30 million market cap. At one point, it was it past 100? I know it was at 80 something.
Yeah, it hit almost 90. Yeah.
Okay, but like right now, people that are in crypto Twitter, if you're telling them about Bells, they're like, "Oh, how do I get that?" You know what I mean? But Bells would benefit huge right now if, like, let's say Binance picked it up. You know what I mean? And or like Binance, because that's Bells is kind of, you can compare Bells like in a similar situation to like the top runes, because they kind of do need that like pickup of a centralized exchange to help get it going. But again, we got to pretty much $1 billion market cap without that in the slow way of trading. So imagine once the centralized exchange did pick that up.
Does Runes need AI projects?
I think it's kind of what Jeff said on Monday, to where like, every ecosystem is going to look at AI as just a part of the overall industry. So does it need it? I'm not sure. Yeah, like we're gonna have it regardless because it's a part of the narrative. But
Well,
I think we might have to like readjust what trading tokens on Bitcoin is going to become.
Yeah.
Because like let's say that like Arch Network could really give that experience as that you get from like Solana and stuff. But do you think that like we'll have that degen kind of? Sometimes it feels dirty, actually. Like when you're constantly like in a token and get out of it, chasing a candle and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, yeah, we kind of had that with like BRC20s and stuff, but you had to have buyers and sellers. Like you couldn't, just get out of it, with anytime you wanted. And so I just don't know if that's, if that is ever going to be Bitcoin. And I don't know if it needs to be, because maybe the ones that are solid that come out of runes are going to be looked at as like, prestigious, like, just those communities are very, very solid and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, let's just say like something like this, right? So AIXBT, this token has nothing to do with smart contracts, right? You do not need a smart contract for this token itself, right? Then you got stuff like Sequoia. Again, you don't need smart contract for Sequoia. I'm very bullish on Sequoia because Sequoia is like kind of a hedge fund, and it basically airdrops the holders of this token like new tokens, stuff that they invest in and stuff like that. Again, you do not need a smart contract for stuff like that. And you kind of go down a little further, right? And a lot of these Y Combinator, same thing. They're kind of have that hedge fund type of narrative and stuff like that. Again, you don't need smart contracts for this. Polytrader, same thing. They trade and they reward the holders. So this is just holders, and then these projects do stuff for the holders. But by holding this token, you get the initiative of doing stuff. Why isn't this stuff being made in runes? Like I feel like every single one of these tokens can be a rune in every way possible. These are AI projects. Every single one of these can be a rune because they don't need smart contracts.
So I think the psychology's a bit like opposite, right? So the psychology of like virtuals is just a narrative. Like the AI narrative is obviously something that like people are really buying into and eating up. But when it comes down to it, because we both experienced it with virtuals, and we've experienced like trading shit coins on Ethereum back in 2021 and other chains. It's about making money. That's where the fundamental point about doing it over here is making money quick and easy. But it's not quick and easy necessarily. It can be quick, but not necessarily easy, because you got to get like, people like, to believe in it, right? You got to believe in this. You got to believe in this and stuff like that. Hold on.
The shit coins though.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about them.
But the energy starts from shitcoinery from here, is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? If you have any good narrative, like in the faster ecosystems, it's all like the base layer of all of it's shitcoinery, bro. I'm telling you right now. Now, some of the first projects that do launch and they do have good narratives and actual teams that build and stuff, that's just extra awesome fucking tons of cherries on top. So like now you take this base layer of shitcoinery and you say, this is going to be amazing. And so that's the painted picture that brings in the masses to the projects like Game and stuff like that. Now, AIXBT, definitely amazing because it chats with people on X and stuff like that. But if you go through like the day-to-day of virtuals, like some of these narratives, people are trying to think of like yesterday of, okay, like, get a website, let's get this narrative. And then they're like creating their use and worth on the go as like they get a group of people that just want to make more money, right? That's the whole objective, is just to make more money. And then if it can turn into something awesome, like Brain or something like Vader or whatever, it happens. But, 9 out of 10 times it doesn't happen, because even if they do prepare and stuff, there's not like enough like actual substance, because they weren't building for that passion. They were building to make money, and the people that are in it together. Now, I'm not saying that people don't buy runes to make money, because they do, and that's that's just the kind of mentality of the entire space. But because runes aren't like don't quickly build up into this crazy market cap, although BRC20s did have some crazy, and Runes probably
Yeah.
had some too, but like Rats got to like $800 million market cap pretty quick, right? So it can happen, but when it does happen, it's even more impressive in my opinion, because like you're like, you can't just like, be like, oh, let's build these like, quick in and quick out. Like you have to have buyers and sellers. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my mentality on it, because like every narrative right now, and let's even throw like BRC20s and Runes in there. Every narrative has a base layer of shit coinery into it, in terms of fungible tokens. It's how much substance on top can really, keep whichever project or token going.
Well, that's the problem with Runes. There's no substance. You buy billion-dollar cat because you hope the community gets bigger. You buy dog because you hope it gets listed on exchange and the community gets bigger. There's no substance to any of these runes, and that's the problem for me, right? So with
Well, you could
stuff
say
like,
that about Solana too, and Dog
well,
Whiff and stuff like
I
that.
would never be over there. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about these AI projects, for instance. The reason why runes, I think people start creating AI projects and having a rune for them, right? For that sense, because of the main point of stuff like Sequoia, for instance, it's easy to do. You just become a hedge fund. You say, hey guys, I invested in these runes, tiny. I'm going to airdrop them to my holders. So people come rushing in to mint this type of token, to get into this type of token right away. Like there's ideas people have that are over here now that could easily be taken and put on runes right today, right now. You don't need a smart contract for basically any of this stuff. And that's kind of my main point. And I only invest for two reasons, like normally, right? Number go up, which is obvious for everyone, right? But the second thing would be, am I bullish on the team and what they could build in the future? To me, like I do getting shit coins in memes and stuff that, it's just like, oh yeah, this is just fun, whatever. But I like to invest. When I invest in things, I invest in things that I know there's a lot of people building stuff for this project, right? That's why I like Titan X, because Titan X is here and then you have 11 teams that are building stuff to burn Titan X. And that's why I'm kind of thinking with like AI type of stuff, and why like more teams should just build, like if you're in Bitcoin and you enjoy being here, build an AI project. It's super easy now. Like there's there's all types of tools, and the tools that Butoshi showed us yesterday. I mean, you could do that tomorrow and create a room project and then get the funding and then build your team up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that statement that like, there needs to be more substance, but like every chain has a ton of memes, right? And like you have Dog with Hat that like is $1 billion market cap or $2 billion market cap. You have multiple memes that have $1 billion market caps, right? But I agree with you, like, that's the whole reason why
It's not
TradFi.
sustainable though.
Well, that's the whole reason why TradFi doesn't. A lot of TradFi doesn't love crypto, is because they're used to looking at substance and saying, okay, now I think there's a lot of like, inner circle information changing and stuff with TradFi, but the one thing that like the reason why they don't like crypto is because of that. It's like they can't see the substance in something unless it's a blockchain, or something that, exactly. But I think that changes, which I think will be good for people like you and I that like want to find stuff that's more substance, stuff that like can get into like, these supercomputer build, like using supercomputers or like, I don't know, like just real projects. But this is where we are right now. And I do hope that like we get to a different place to some extent in a year or two down the road, because you do want to build, invest in something that you feel like truly has substance, that's innovative and like, just trying to pioneer this like humanity in a sense, right? But I don't know.
I'm personally done with memes, not with runes. I'm done with anything that has to do with me. Like if it's just a community and it's a token and it's a cool ticker, like I'm personally done with it. We have dog, we have $1 billion cat, we have Gizmo and stuff like that we have and stuff like that. But personally, I don't think I'll ever put another dollar into a meme coin. Especially going forward, I want substance. I want AI. I want new. I want explosive. I want it now. like people need to start creating this stuff right now. If you have a project and you have funding for that project, start creating something with AI and put it out there.
Well, and there are a lot of projects that actually are creating, utility and stuff that just don't have a rune out yet.
Yeah.
Um, and an example of that would be fluid tokens. I think anybody would
Yeah.
agree that like that's a solid, like they're innovating, they're building a bridge, they're allowing you to use your Bitcoin wallet to make transactions on Cardano. They're doing amazing things. And so that's good for runes, because if there's more of these like utility projects that do that, then it actually establishes runes more, right? So just hear me out with this. Let's say
Yeah.
over the next 12 months that like there are like 3 to 5 like killer projects that launch a rune that's attached to it, right?
Yeah.
But they're building like solid infrastructure. They're building like dApps that people are going to use, all this stuff. What it's going to do is give more credibility to runes. It's going to, make centralized exchanges look at those runes, rune standard and stuff like that. So from conversations we've had, there's multiple projects that are releasing runes. Why are they waiting? Probably because they want the market conditions to be better, but they're legit projects. They weren't built. They didn't launch a rune to build a project. And sometimes that's how it is on the other side. You know what I mean? It's like they'll launch a token and then they'll be like, this is the project and we're just starting and stuff. And it's actually should be the opposite, right? It's like you don't want to do an what was it IC or IPO or whatever, not IPO.
Yeah.
The fuck is
ICO, coin listing.
Well, no, but what's the TradFi version of that? Like
IPO.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't want to do that and then say, oh, we have a website, but it's in beta, and we're developing this and that, but we don't have a prototype, and we just have like ideas. But that happens over here. And the problem with that is like it's so risky, but maybe we get away from that more, and I actually think that's healthy for society to get away from that more.
Yeah.
That it doesn't mean that the people can't do it. It just means that society is smartened up to realize that they're not going to get into something that has a 98% chance of going to zero. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yep. But I think too, one thing about like people are no one really likes investing in old stuff, in the sense of like I don't think NFTs really come back. Like I think like the ones that are around now are going to do really well, right? But I think the punks and the whatever they're called, the Bored Apes, stuff like that. Yeah, they're going to be around forever. They're not going anywhere. But I don't think there's any new stuff that comes from there. That doesn't have AI attached to it, right? I think meme coins are kind of potentially, early this cycle, last cycle. I don't think they really new ones. I don't think you're going to see new billion-dollar meme tokens anymore. I still think the old ones do well, but that's kind of it. And I think that the old ideas are kind of going away. Ordinals are a new idea, right? To me, I think ordinals are, a huge. I mean, this is Bitcoin, right? So I just think that it's time to start thinking out of the box, and it's time to start thinking new. And I think doing that would be AI runes. I think every project right now should be focusing on AI and runes, because you don't need smart contracts.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
I want to get into something real quickly. Guys, you only have 6 days, 6 hours, and 41 minutes left to stake your fluid pass, guys. And I was just doing the math for you guys. Each fluid pass, on average, gets you 911 fluid tokens right now. I got that math. I took the number of stakers or the number of passes staked, divided by this, and you got 900. So, and if you want to know the price of the fluid token, it's 42 cents. So if you get your calculator back out now, you do 42 cents times 900. You're going to be very happy. That's to say, you're going to be very happy with your math. Let me get my calculator back real quick. All right. Yeah, so let's do it again. 329 times 300,000 equals 300,000 times 329 equals. Whoa, what am I doing wrong here?
What are you trying to do?
My bad.
Yeah,
I'm doing the wrong thing.
It's the second one at the top. There you go.
329 equals. All right, so 911 times that by 42.6. We'll go 43.
It needs to be point.
Sure. Yeah. So you're getting about $388 for each stake. I mean, Danny, you're bitching about $20, bro. You're bitching about $20. And that's at today's price.
Yeah, that's at today's price. And so yeah, I mean, no one knows what the future holds, but if you're looking at today's price evaluation, it definitely is worth it for today. It's not financial advice, nothing is on the show, but if you're gonna have multiple, I definitely would wait and get multiple, but you got 6 days for that. So
yeah, 6 days, guys. If you do have a pass, guys, stake it. Do yourself a favor. There's no reason to have the pass if you're not going to stake it, honestly. So, or either list it or stake it, because I would love for you to list it cheap, and I'll come in and stake it for you, and then I'll earn the FLTT token. But guys, it is officially Wednesday. We're gonna go over Wager Wednesday. It's our, our weekly show. We kind of show you guys bet BTC and everything these guys are offering. I got my payout. I bet on some stuff over time, and I lost on some stuff, and I gained some stuff here. So if you go to my activity, you can kind of see my rewards. Transactions, and I got paid, guys. I got paid a payout. So that's what it is.
Dang, you must have taken some bets, and I must have did the opposite, because I think I lost a couple, but it's all good.
Yeah, I definitely lost some bets, but I came out on top here, 355. But I'm gonna take some bets here. What do you think I should take?
Let's see what the live ones are. Which tier 1 spot exchange? So you've already done that one, but you can double up on it if you're confident.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I think Kraken is the first exchange. I'm gonna put $10 on this. I'm gonna send that on its merry way.
Speaking of projects that are gonna have a rune, this is one of them that have plans for a rune in the future. And we had a meeting with their team this morning, and they have a lot planned for AI, as well as create your own markets is the biggest thing that I'm excited about. Is it not?
They may be having an issue with that one. Let's try another one. Let's go with I think it's a good one.
Well, it might be
it might be my connection as well.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because mine works.
So does it working? Okay.
Yeah.
So what will happen first? Bitcoin hits 110,000 or it drops 90K? What do you think?
Man, the way things are going right now, it might hit 90,000 today. Is it so? What did I say? I said probably further down. I said probably 93. We're sitting at 93.6 right now.
There we go. It's working now.
Okay.
So I'm with $10. I think we hit 90K first.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the crazy thing is that like 90K is a psychological number, so there's probably going to be some buy orders there, quite a bit, I imagine.
All right. What about this one? That one's already
done.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with
what's Pizza Pets? The one at the bottom.
Well, ooh, okay. How many immortal Pizza Pets will exist on March 31st? I don't know.
There's 17,000.
How many are alive?
There's 17,000 right now, so I don't know. What did they start with?
Well, this is immortal, right? Like, how do you get?
Yeah, well, I think they turn. I think they turn immortal if you keep them surviving until the 31st. So I don't know, dude. Like, there's 17,000 right now. I think they started with like 70,000.
Yeah.
And so I don't. Man, I don't know. I would imagine more than 400 though.
Yeah.
Because like each round, people care more and more about keeping them alive. You know what I mean? People are gonna be better at it. So I think there's gonna be more than 81% chance. So you're looking good with that.
Yeah, man. Will Barcelona fail to qualify directly? It's already done. Featured. Here we go.
Gizmo.
Will Gizmo Kitten reach a market cap of 100 million by when? I think it's by March 25th.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I do expect us to be bullish during that period though. But 100 million, we shall see. I'm
kind of bearish on the memes right now. I think AI projects come to Bitcoin and I think they outpace all the memes. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna bet no. Yeah, I'm gonna bet no on that. I'm actually go more. I'm pretty confident in this one. I'll go 25. I don't think Gizmo gets to the 100 million is a lot for Gizmo.
Yeah, could be. I mean, unless we get a BRC20 round again when Rats was at $800 million.
I just don't see people going hard on memes right now, especially with the AI boom. So it's just tough for me right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but
well, I mean, memes always come back though. Like, you know, it's so funny because we talked about memes today and how, like, you know, we want utility and stuff, but this conversation has happened so many times in our space. They're like, I want utilities. I hate memes and stuff. And they always come back, even if you stick a silver stake in their heart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure once Dog gets listed, a lot of them will pop up.
This is just taking bets randomly.
No. which will reach a milestone first? Bitcoin at 120 or gold at 3,000? Gold's like right there to me. So
yeah,
I think gold hits. Gold's like 2,700. Like it's like it could just like have a couple good days and be there. So
true.
Let's see any other bets. What bets are you guys taking? Have you guys taken any bets lately? Let me know.
Yep. And for the people that are going to be participating in Create Your Own Markets too, that should be towards the end of this month that we got an update on that. And then like if you do have a good following, and let's say that you have, you know, cross chain following, you know, different ecosystems, they actually they use account abstraction, so they're going to have MetaMask as well. So if you use Solana or you know, they'll have Phantom. If you have Solana or Base or whatever followers, then they'll be able to place bets in your market as well. So should be interesting, man. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that, or at least like mess with it once it's out.
100%. So I just did this one right here. It's what will be listed first, Dog or Pups. I still think it's gonna be Dog, but 52% say it'll be Pups. So I took the other side.
Wow,
it's crazy.
52%.
Let's go sports. We got to do have some sports stuff here.
NFL maybe then.
Yeah, let's go to the NFL.
I don't know if there's any new markets.
Here we go.
Super Bowl.
Who will win the 2024-25? Because the playoffs start this weekend.
Yep. Let's see who you got.
Packers. So
let's see where your Eagles are.
Winning. Oh, 33% chance Eagles. Oh, I'll take them again. I'll put another 10 on
that's a homer bet right there, boy. If you've ever seen, they're
the second best team in the NFC.
If you've ever seen one, well, at least you're admitting that they're second best. Who's best right now?
The Lions in the NFC. I mean, just by record.
Wow, I'm not used to hearing that.
I know, isn't that nuts? Nuts to say out loud. The Lions are the best team in the NFC, at least. I mean, you can say Kansas City is the best team in football still, or the Bills, but I'll take a bet on the Bills here too. You know, I'll put $10 on the Bills.
Why is there a no option on some of these? I would do no on all of them.
Yeah,
I'll do no on all of them except.
I mean, as long as if anybody puts money in the other side, come on, take my bet. Take no on the Eagles.
That is true.
You could win a lot of money.
I know. I might do it actually.
$1 wins everything that I put in.
I'm gonna go and do that right now, guys. You guys should do that if you're doing. I'm just kidding. Don't do it so I can win more. Let's see.
Yeah, man. Let's see. The Vikings have a chance. I'll throw a 10 on the Viking. And that's the beauty, though. This feels like base. It feels like Solana. That's how quick it is. But yeah, man. All right, guys. This is a bet.etc.win. Go check it out. Get on the leaderboard. And just remember, guys, they're launching a rune. And potentially they might have an AI project as well. Who knows? I don't know, but we will see. But maybe. But anyway, if you guys want free tokens, all you got to do is use the site. Just get on this list. PJNZ still the top of the top. Numero uno. Should I beat them? I'm about to just do a couple more bets and just beat them. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do a couple dollar bets. And I can beat it. Give me something. I'll go take this one. I'll go there.
No, I think you need more points than a couple dollar bets, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I probably do. All right, let's check back the leaderboard.
I don't know if it updates that quick. Let's see.
No,
No,
2930.
not
So
yet.
this is
Not
400
yet.
points ahead of me. Webdrove's there. Tim Baker's. It's our whole community's here. Yasher's here. Ethereum Dad is here. I Walk Alone is here. Comet Blast. You have Rick G. We Go Big 2. Rat G. Everyone, man. Yeah.
Rat
Oh,
G?
there's Yagobi. There he is.
Rat G? Who's Rat G?
Rat G. I don't know.
Rat
But Rat
G.
G's up there. But that is BetTC.win, guys. So that is Wager Wednesday.
Yep. You might get your 90,000 Bitcoin today. We're at 92.8.
Damn. Dude.
Yes, we're at 92.8. Well, dude, let's see if dominance at least is going down. Let me take a look at this. See if dominance is at least going down. That would be kind of a good
Dominance
sign.
is dropping while Bitcoin's
Oh
going
my
down.
god.
Bad news.
Don't look at your alts, guys. Don't look at your alts. The dominance is going up as Bitcoin's going down. So anyways,
Really?
yeah, but it's okay, guys, because we are going to wake up tomorrow and be able to start our day again. And that's all that matters, because eventually we know that this tide is going to turn. And we're complaining as Bitcoin is at 92,000.
Yeah, that's true.
It was stuck at like what, 60,000 to 70,000. It was really stuck at like 63,000 forever, like the average on that. But it's coming, guys. Don't worry. But
don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Oh man. But we're all gonna make it. That's all that matters.
Are we now? I'm starting to think now, dude. Are we gonna make it?
Yeah, we're gonna make it, man. Look, we gotta take some of the volatility whenever like you get the good, right? Like we've had the good. We gotta take the volatility and we're gonna get the good again. And so believe me, once things come back to the ordinal Bitcoin fungible space, because BRC20s might run again as well. Who knows? It's going to be, glamorous like it was in late 2023, but even better. Yeah. But yeah, that's the show for today. 362 of you guys joining in on us on this bloody day of Bitcoin. And we appreciate you guys. And if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we would greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault is the interoperability tool of Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. More specifically, Ordinals is what they're going to kick it off with. You're going to be able to jump your Ordinals from Bitcoin Layer 1 to Merlin Layer 2 to Solana to Abstract. They have partnerships lined up. So this is going to be really, really exciting once they have this feature enabled for you guys. Also, they are working on the Bitcoin AI wallet, working in tandem with Cypher Genesis and Butoshi as well. I believe their Tensorium AI products is rolled into that as well. You can learn more about them at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC, we just went over these guys. They have amazing things that they're going to be rolling out in the future. They're going to be mixing AI. You're going to have an AI assistant, possibly an AI assistant that's going to help you create new markets as well. But they have right now they have markets on their marketplace. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to do so. All you have to do is have an Xverse wallet and some Bitcoin in it, and you can deposit into their platform after 6 blocks. Learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp, their paper trading competition, is coming out on the 16th, I believe he said. So look out for that. There's a chance to win part of the 10,000 USDT and 50,000 BTP token prizes there. They're going to be having synthetic versions of runes and BRC20s, I believe, as well. But you can learn more at bitperp.io. And then Fluid tokens, we went over the Fluid Pass staking. You got 6 days, so make sure that first that you unstaked your Fluid Pass from the last one if you still have any in there, and you get into that new staking vault if you choose to do so. If you want to, we think it's a no-brainer, but that's up to you. And so they offer retail staking vaults to the public, right? And so if you're a builder of an ordinal collection or a rune that you etched, you can have your holders stake those in a staking vault. You got to reach out to Raul, which is CTO of Fluid Tokens, to get that set up. Big things coming from them in Q1 and Q2 of this year, so look out for those guys. And then Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you're a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1, you want your protocol to be a bit more quick and flexible, you can reach out to Merlin Chain and apply for their builder's grant. It's not impossible to achieve. We have a couple of our partners that got into that program. They have great building support, so reach out to their team. And if you're a retail user, you can utilize a Merlin swap, which is a very similar experience to a Uniswap. You can swap for Dog of the Moon Rune synthetic version, but you can do that with your wrapped Bitcoin over there or your Merlin token. And don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy, building the metaverse on Bitcoin with their Bitverse, and first-person shooter game called Clan Wars, and Ordinal Hive, the aggregator Ordinal marketplace. The cheapest Ordinals around on Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2, soon to be available with a click of a button. So look out for their mainnet release on that. Also, an update. If you look at the recent inscribed for the past, I think 3 days, might see 3 different rifles on there, so you can check that out. So stay tuned for more updates on that, and we greatly appreciate you guys checking out our partners.
Yeah, man. Kenta says, are you bullish on TNSR? That is a token from Emblem Vault. Are you bullish on it?
I am. They have a lot of partnerships. Eliza OS listed them as a partner. I think that if you are a partner, then they have to hold some of your tokens. So I believe that they hold some of the 10th year token, but I'm bullish on it because it is built by Emblem, and Shannon is an amazing developer, right? So he's a genius. He's developed that AI tool that's out there right now. It is right now a Solana tool because you can only connect with your Solana wallet, but it remembers you every time you connect with it. But it's supposed to have the Bitcoin integration soon, so we'll see.
Yep. And you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com. Some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like I can help them get started and code up to where we are today. And guys, if you guys need a VPN, we have the #1 VPN, NordVPN, right there. Go check it out. It's 70% off. You get it for $3 a month, guys. Definitely worth it. If you don't use Nord, use another one. You do not want to give your IP address to these websites, which eventually can find your address again, going back to kidnapping and stuff like that. Just be careful, guys. Just be careful out there. Use a VPN because it's another step in safety. So definitely check out NordVPN. If you guys are going to Bitcoin 2025 at Las Vegas, we have tickets up here. It helps the show if you buy them from here, but you can get discounts as well. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, but don't wait till May to buy your tickets. As we get closer, they get more expensive. I'm sure they're going to get more expensive probably next week. So definitely get them as soon as possible. If you guys need merch, we have some of the best merch. If you click our store tab here, that'll take you to our hoodies, our hats, our jackets, and so much more, guys. Check it all out here at ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow,
peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no, I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, experts on reload, You're not bullish enough, oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no, I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot, everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. This shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.